So I'm getting a ton of direct messages from people that want to get started. They want to get up and going, and literally I answer one question, and then 10 other questions come right behind it. What about this? And what about that? And what list about this? And what list about that? And what should I do with this? And how should I do that? And it seems like, and I'm getting the impression that a lot of people are wanting to know all the information before they're willing to take action and get started, right? So they want to have essentially all their ducks in a row. They want to have all the information before they actually take action. Now, let me ask you a question. You know, for a while ago, my daughter's 15 now, and my oldest daughter's 20. But right now I'm teaching my daughter how to drive. She's got her permit now. I'm taking her out and teaching her how to drive. Now, let's say that I gave her a course, and she did. She took a class on how to basically drive a car, right? She took a course, read a book, how to drive a car. And what happened was she learned how to drive a car. She learned the mechanics of it, learned the overall general principles of it. And then what do you believe is more important? Actually getting in and learning and watching a video and watching taking a test or taking a course on learning how to basically drive a car, or what do you believe is more important is actually getting in the car and actually driving, getting in the car, getting behind the wheel, feeling the way the car moves, and for her it was interesting because she would accelerate and the car would literally jump and take off. And as she gets to learn, she's getting better on putting her foot on the acceleration, then slowing. When she would put her foot on the brake, she would just literally slam on the brake, and we all go through the windshield. It'd be crazy. So she's getting better because of the experience. She's feeling her way through that experience with doing it. So here's the thing, right? You believe when you're getting started and that you have to have all the information, you have to be able to have all that knowledge before you take action, but it's in reverse. The more action you take, the more experience you'll gain. And if we look at an appointment with a seller, if we look at marketing, if we look at sending mailers out and you get calls coming in and taking calls from sellers, they got to know what to say, and I have to have the script, and what if I do, and what if I mess up, and what are the questions are asked? I get 50 million questions, right? Of all those little tiny micro details that you'll learn if you just send out the mail and you talk to a seller, you go knock on the door. I was talking about, I got started knocking on pre-foreclosure doors and go, what to say and how to say it. What do you do? And what house do you knock on? How many, which do you knock on first? And then, what if they ask you this? And what if they ask you that? Listen, you'll learn more by getting on the bike and feeling your way through it. You'll learn more about getting in the car and actually learning how to drive than you will. You got to go out and do it. You have to go out and experience, and you will be better on the 10th than you are in the first. You'll be better on the 10th appointment than you are in the first. You'll be better on the 10th call than you are in the first. You'll be better on the 20th call than you are in the 10th or on the first. Don't view the in a call with a seller as a failure if you don't book the appointment. Don't look at the appointment if you don't get the contract as a failure, because that is, that's not a failure. It's learning through the process. It's testing, it's getting better. It's the experience that you're after, the experience of learning. The only difference, and this is what I want to make 100% clear, the only difference between you and me, the only difference between all those guys that we were in Dominican Republic, and those guys are billionaire boardroom, they're doing millions of dollars in business. The only difference, they're not smarter, because I know all of them, right? They're not smarter than the average person. They're not more talented than the average person, or you and I, right? But what they have on us, on everybody, is experience. They have experience. They were willing to take action and go through the the heartache of getting no's, of sellers saying, they want retail, and messing up appointments and messing up calls and not getting contracts, and sellers telling them to get out of their house. You know what? It's going to happen. So the bottom line is that if we understand that the experience is what you're looking for, the experience is the awesome, that is going to get you to where you want to be, right? The experiences. And if you limit yourself, or if you stop yourself or overthink, then the experience, then what we do is we sit back and we go, well, I don't know if it's going to work for me. What if I say something and I screw up? What if I write the contract wrong? What if I make a mistake and it doesn't work? And what if? And what happens is we what if ourselves, out of actually taking action. So the bottom line is we what if ourselves, we overthink the process instead of just taking action. So what do we do to overcome fear? What do we do to overcome fear is that fear is all evolved in the mind. Fear is about thinking of everything that could happen wrong. How do you overcome fear? You just do it. How do you overcome fear? Like these Instagram things right here, right? What if I screw up? What if I say something wrong? What if I say something stupid? What if you guys think I'm dumb? Right? What if I say something dumb and I mess up and I look stupid and whatever? You know what? I could think all about those things of what if I'm afraid of people think, or I could just press the go live button and see what comes out, right? So how do you do? Just book the appointment, right? Go knock on that pre-foreclosure door. Go answer that phone. Pick up the phone. Call that voicemail back. Don't think about it. Don't contemplate. Don't consider. Don't evaluate. Don't discuss in your brain. Don't think about the fear. Just pick up the phone and make it happen. And if you do that, what will happen? You'll be amazed is that you will have no more fear, right? That fear will be eliminated. Why will the fear be eliminated? Because of you taking action. You don't have time to be afraid. You don't have time to even think about all the things that could go wrong because you're showing up at the appointment. If you drive up in front of the house and your appointment's in 15 or 20 minutes, and you're sitting there going, I don't know. I mean, I've been in front of sellers' houses before and I didn't want to go in. I was afraid. Listen to this, right? Public speaking was my biggest fear. Public speaking, I was afraid. Do you realize way back when, right? When I met my wife, right? First time, I was in Florida and I was doing a presentation on this company that I was working with at the time that sold water filters and environmentally conscious products. And they asked me to go up in front of the room and speak about these environmentally conscious products in a presentation to a group of about 20 people, right? 20 people. I went up in front of the room and I had an anxiety attack in front of these 20 people. An anxiety attack so bad that I literally got lightheaded and passed out in front of the room. In front of the room. My wife was standing at the back of the room. My wife was standing in back and literally had to go up there. I gained consciousness back in front of the room and she had to escort me out of the room in front of these 20 people. It was the most embarrassing. It was the most humiliating and she wasn't my wife at the time. She was a girlfriend that I was dating, right? There was a girl that I was dating. Now, obviously, thank God I married her and I love her and she walked me through that. That was my first experience when it came to getting up in front of the room and speaking in front of people. I was so deathly afraid because I was thinking more about what people thought of me instead of making an impact. So that's what I was more afraid of. Now, I can tell you this. I had to work on it. I had to force myself in front of the room. I had to force myself to get up in front of people. I can tell you when I get up in front of the room, I was just at the Find and Flip Summit and we were back here and there was hundreds and hundreds of people in the room. I was still freaking out. I was still, I have to get up there and I have to ask God for guidance and fill me with confidence so I can go out and do it. It's not a natural thing to get up there and speak in front of people. It is physically, my hands sweat and I get nervous standing in front of a room, right? But here's the deal. I know that if I don't do it, if I don't get over that fear, if I don't get over that anxiety, I'm not going to reach my full potential. I'm not going to reach that next level. I'm not going to reach, and I'm not going to be able to make an impact in other people's lives. I'm not going to be able to fulfill my purpose. So here's the deal. You guys want to do wholesaling houses. You want to get involved in the real estate, right? It's involved. What's involved is talking to sellers. You might suck and you might screw up and you might not do, make the best way to approach them, and you might not say the thing that makes them sign the contract or books an appointment with you. But here's the important part. You are gaining the most important thing that you could ever gain. And that's not the contract. That's not making a check. The most important thing is you're gaining experience. That experience is worth everything. That experience is the only difference between you and I. That experience is the only difference between you and the billionaire boardroom. That experience is the only difference maker. Experience. So the question becomes this. You got two different options. You either could think about it and discuss and wonder and talk to maybe 2 to 3 sellers a week, right? And make 2 to 3 offers a week. Or you could go out there and you could be aggressive. And you said, you instead of saying, I'm going to go out there and I'm going to get as much experience as possible. I'm going to put myself out there as much as humanly possible. I'm going to go out and I'm going to talk to sellers just to gain experience. I want to be able to talk to them and be able to overcome objections, even if you're an introvert. Even, guys, in high school, I was the guy that was always the guy that wanted to hang out with all the popular crowd. And then if I did hang out with the popular crowd, I was all self-conscious. I was self-conscious and, wondering if I was fitting in with the right group. And, I wanted to look like everybody else and kind of talk like everybody else and try to mimic everybody else because I wanted to be cool. I was so uncomfortable in my own skin, right? I just didn't, I put value on everybody else other than myself. And Ed Milet said something incredibly important that was at the Find and Flip Summit. He said, listen, your income is determined by your worth, what you believe you're worth and who you believe you are, right? Your income, your success, your accomplishments are all determined by what you're worth, right? So how do you change your identity? How do you change what you're worth? There's only 2 ways to do it. Number 1, you hang around people that have a higher worth, that rise your tides, right? It allows you to live and operate at a higher level. That's why we do these masterminds, the Billionaire Boardroom Mastermind. Guess what? People get around other people and it raises your identity and it turns up your temperature of what you believe you can achieve and what you believe you're worth. That's number 1. Number 2, the second way to change your identity and change your worth is relentless, massive, intense, tenacious fervor of action, where you are working harder than anybody else. You have the identity that you bust your butt. You grind harder than anybody else. You put in more effort than anybody. You talk to more sellers than anybody. You make more offers than anybody else in your market. And what's that going to do to your identity? What's that going to do to your worth? It's automatically going to raise it because you believe you deserve it. Why? Because you busted your butt. You put in the effort. And you're going to know that you're worth it. Why? Because you did whatever it took. You didn't sit back, right? So let me ask you a question. Are you operating at 100%? Truly. Are you operating at 100, even 110%? Are you all in? Are you putting everything you got in everything you do? They talk about where, how you do one thing is how you do everything, right? How you do one thing is how you do everything, right? So the bottom line is, are you giving it 100%? What would 100% look like? You want to know what successful people do? They give everything they got to everything they do. So what's it going to take for you to turn up the dial? What's it going to take for you to flip the switch? What's it going to take for you to be sick and tired of playing average? What's it going to take for you to get obsessed? What is it going to take for you to bust it out? What's it going to take for you to live at full potential? Is it hitting rock bottom? Right? Is it, when your passion for excellence, your passion for achievement, success, all that is above the fear, then you'll do whatever it takes. The bottom line is this, is that you want to raise your game, right? There's two ways to do it. You surround your people that their game is raised and it's going to make you raise your game, or you turn up your level of energy, you flip the switch, you get up early, you stay late, you don't need 8 hours of sleep, you need 4 to 6 hours of sleep, absolutely crush it, right? And your game will completely change. And see, as a real estate wholesaler, what is the highest level action we can do? You want to get successful? You want to go out and crush it? You want to go out and get your first check? You want to make $100,000 in the next 90 days, right? In wholesaling houses around your job? Do you want that? Do you want to make that happen? Do you want to go out and make $100,000 in the next 90 days? What's it going to take? What's it going to do? Guess what? It's all predicated on the amount of offers that you make, the amount of written offers. So if a person makes, let's say $100,000 is the number, and you want to make $100,000. Well, guess what? If you average, say, $10,000, you're talking essentially 10 contracts, right? And you know that every, let's say, 1 in 10 offers get accepted, you have to make 100 offers, right? So 100 offers equals 10 contracts equals $100,000. That's it. It's a numbers game. Doesn't matter if you're great or whatever, wherever you come from. The bottom line is 100 offers. So if 100 offers is separating you from $100,000, how long is it going to take you to make 100 offers? See, some people listening right now, they're going to make 100 offers and it's going to take them 2 years. 2 years to make 100 offers. Some of you are going to do it in 12 months. You're going to make 100 offers in 12 months. Some of you are going to do it in 6 months. Some of you are going to make 100 offers in 6 months and you make $100,000. Some of you is going to do it, you know what? I'm going to do it in 30 days. I don't care what it takes. I'm going to accelerate and I'm going to do it in 30 days. I'm going to make 100 offers in 30 days. Some of you are going to do it in 2 weeks. 2 weeks. And you're going to look up and you're going to be exhausted, but you're going to have $100,000 in your bank account, right? Some of you will do it in a week. So the bottom line is this, is that if that's the formula, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter where you come from, who you are, what your background is. If you're in a big city, you're in a small city, you're black, white, male or female, that's all irrelevant. Doesn't matter your educational level. I don't care if you have an MBA or if you skipped out of school, right? I don't have a college education and I am definitely not the smartest guy. And I know for a fact I'm not the most talented guy, but you know what? Yeah, you can do it in 2 days, right? 2 days. What if you do it in 2 days? The bottom line is that's the separator. And guess what? Does it take work to make 100 offers? Yes. Is it hard to make 100 offers? Yes. Right? But who cares? If that's the separator, what's it going to take? How long is it going to take you to make it happen? And that is the work. That is the effort. Guess what? You can get up at 5 o'clock in the morning and you can probably make 5 or 6 or 7 offers and you can email them out to people. And guess what? You can take a lunch break during around school and you can make another 4 or 5 or 6 offers. And then you can, turn around and crank it. And then you turn around and, if you're going to, after work, you can make it. Weekends, you can do it. Whatever it takes. The bottom line is if you know the mission, then what is going to stop you from making it happen, right? An excuse. And then what happens is we rationalize, right? 5 o'clock in the morning comes around. Your alarm goes off. You went to bed at 12 o'clock at night and you're going, I don't want to get up. I'm too tired. And then you start talking to yourself, right? And you start talking to yourself and you talk yourself out of getting out of bed. And you go, I'll do it tomorrow. Bam! That's the difference between success and failure right there. You say, I need to make 100 offers, so I'm going to turn around and make 10 offers this week. And then the time comes for you to take action and you to be able to make that offer, and you go, I I'll just do it tomorrow. I'll just do it later this afternoon. You know, I don't want to bug the person because I'm going to turn around and get it later. I don't want to do it right now. Right? I do it. I do the exact same thing. Exactly the same thing. I have the same conversation in my head. It's the same thing. And guys, sometimes my brain wins. And I feel like crap for it, and I beat myself up for it for the rest of the day. And I cannot wait for the next day to come so I can kick its ass. And I can do it, and I can beat it. I'm telling you, feel 1,000 times better if you turn around and you get up and you just go and you make it happen. Because we talk ourselves out of it. I know, I do it. And guess what? We rationalize. We go, yeah, I don't want to bug them because it's too late at night. I don't want to, it's like too early in the morning. I don't want to be able to, maybe if he gets his email, maybe it dings and stuff like that. And I don't want to be able to do that. Dude, do that. I'm telling you, the bottom line is, how bad do you want what you want? How bad do you want what you want? Right? And guess what? First off, we got to know what you want, right? So what do you want? Right? And if it becomes so crystal clear and you read it every morning and you read it every night, then there becomes no excuse because you want it so bad. Imagine a dog that hasn't eaten in a week, right? A dog hasn't eaten in a week and all of a sudden you give him a steak. And then you give him the steak and he bites onto it and now you try to take it out of its mouth. My wife's sister, she has a dog. Her name's Lisa. She has a dog named Lily. And we were making steaks one 4th of July, right? I mean, I had these prime fillets that were insane. I mean, they were huge. I mean, these fillets were just like gigantic. I had them all, boom, and I put lime juice on them, and I put all the seasoning on them, and I can cook a mean prime fillet. It's amazing. Just the best steak you could ever have. It's phenomenal, right? So the dog jumps up and grabs one of my prime fillets that is, to the tune of $50. I don't know. And I'm sitting there going, get the steak out of the dog. I'll eat it. Get the steak out of the dog's mouth. That dog would not let go of that steak. Sure, her teeth were so chomped into that steak, she was not getting let go at all. So is that the way you are about your goals? You are so locked in. You are so in a fervor, so hungry, like a dog going after a steak, a prime fillet. Are you that hungry about your goals? Are you that hungry about what you want? Are you that hungry about achievement, about going to the next level? If you're that hungry, guess what? You know what? You're going to grab on your goals and you're not going to let go. You're going to grab on your goals. And when your mind says, well, I'm just going to sleep in for another hour, you're going to do whatever it takes to get to the next level. You're going to get up out of bed. You're going to make that offer when it's inconvenient and not time of the day that's perfect. Right? You're going to make it happen no matter what. So the bottom line is that you can do it. There's nothing different. I want you to understand that. There's absolutely nothing different between the billionaire boardroom members that we went out and we're in Dominican Republic on. These guys are doing millions of dollars in revenue, and myself, and some of these people that you idolize and look at. There's nothing different. Don't discredit yourself. Don't discredit your talent, your abilities, and who you are. Don't discredit yourself because there's nothing different. We are the same. The only difference is, number one, experience. And number two, we have the same thoughts and try to talk ourselves out of it. And instead of listening to ourselves, we talk to ourselves. And we say, you know what? Get your butt out of bed now. Why? Because you deserve it. Get your butt out of bed because you know what? It's time to go to work. Get your butt out of bed. Why? Because you want your goals so bad and you're like that dog without hanging on that steak. The bottom line is, guys, you got what it takes to make it happen. All right, I got to go to the grocery store, and I got to come back with food for the crew. So have a phenomenal Sunday. All I want you to know, guys, is you got what it takes. Put forth the effort and the energy. Don't worry about having all your ducks in a row. Don't worry about buying all the right courses and learning all the information. Just take the next step forward, take the experience, make the offers, and you will gain that experience, and that experience will move you to the next level. It'll move you to going out and becoming successful. Don't beat yourself up. You guys are all made in God's image. You are perfect, right? You are a perfect human being. You're amazing, right? You have all the talent and all the ability and everything in the way to accomplish in this world. Right? All it is now is just taking those action steps to go out and crush it. So have a phenomenal Sunday. Love you guys. Rock the house. And God bless.